Welcome to part 2 of the Drawing Basics demo, Drawing a Jellyfish. Today we're going to use colored pencil to shade in the jellyfish realistically using this reference image. Previously, we already drew a contour line drawing of a jellyfish. The link to the first demo video is in the description below. For today's demo, we will be using Prismacolor Pencils, which are a professional grade colored pencil. You will need 3 colors of the same hue, a dark version, a medium version, and a light version. For this jellyfish demo, I will be using Tuscan red, crimson red, and orange. I'll also need an eraser, and if you'd like to add in a 4th option, you can add white or even a lighter version than the lightest color you have. To get started, the first thing we're actually going to do is we're going to erase our graphite lines. Graphite and Prismacolor pencil do not look good together. You want to make sure that you lighten the lines you've already drawn down by erasing them. Don't erase them so much that you can't tell what it is you're trying to color in. You should still be able to see what it is you drew, but you want to make sure that the graphite lines will not compete with the Prismacolor pencil. So erase one section at a time as you go. I like to work dark to light when I use colored pencil, so I'm going to start with my darkest color, which is Tuscan red. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the reference image that you can see in the top left corner, and I'm going to start by shading in all of the darkest areas with my dark Prismacolor. Looking at the reference image, I can see that it has a dark outline around the edges and a shadow at the bottom of the bell. I do like to start with an outline along the edges because that allows me to see where I'm coloring, but I don't keep it an outline because most animals don't have outlines around their outer edges. I will be adding value up against those lines, as you can see here. By adding value to those lines and bringing the value away from the edge, you can see that those outlines disappear. As I'm coloring, I'm making sure to color in small, tight circles. By doing this, you create a nice smooth surface. And as I color in the small, tight circles with my darkest color, I am allowing the value to fade from dark to light as I go. By doing this, it's going to allow the next color that I introduce to blend seamlessly with this dark color. Make sure you're constantly referring back to the reference image so that you know that you are coloring what you see and not what you know or what you think you know about jellyfish. I'm now going to start at the bottom of the bell, and ironically, even though I've been saying that animals don't have outlines around them, this jellyfish actually does have a dark outline around the bottom of it. So I'm going to use my dark colored pencil, my Tuscan red, to outline those bumps on the bottom edge of the bell or the head of the jellyfish. And as I add those lines, I'm also looking for other values that I might see, some darker shadows or variation in any type of value, and I'm going to add in some light value, applying light pressure with my dark color. By applying light pressure and working in small circles, I am going to be able to easily introduce my medium color over the dark color, and they will blend together. So in this stage, you should have a nice variation of really dark darks and some medium darks with your darkest Prismacolor pencil. Remember, the more variation, the more interesting your animal will be. I feel pretty good about what I laid down with my darkest color, so now I'm going to introduce my medium color, which is a crimson red. With my crimson red, I'm going to start by pressing hard with my colored pencil over all of the areas that are dark. I'm using small tight circles and heavy pressure with my medium value to color in all of those dark areas of the jellyfish. And I should be able to blend together seamlessly the dark color and the medium color so that they don't look like stripes or separate colors, but they become one value. As I work and apply heavy pressure with my medium color over those dark areas, I'm also easing up on the pressure as I move into lighter areas. By applying light pressure with my medium value, I'll be able to then use my lightest colored pencil to blend with my medium colored pencil later on. Let me take a moment to show you exactly what we're doing here on the jellyfish, a small little value strip to show you as an example. Basically what I'm doing is I'm taking my darkest value, Tuscan red, I'm doing heavy pressure and then fading it off. Then I'm taking my medium value, crimson red, I'm doing heavy pressure over the Tuscan red and then fading it off. You can see that here in the jellyfish. Then I'm going to take my lightest color. In this case, I'm using orange. The orange can go right over the darkest value, into the medium value, into the light section, and I'm going to apply heavy pressure over the whole thing. This creates a nice value blend. By going dark, fading it off, medium, fading it off, and then the lightest color over everything, it blends it all together and it doesn't look like stripes of color. It looks like a seamless transition of dark to light. So I am now taking my orange, my lightest value, and I'm going to color in the entire jellyfish, applying heavy pressure in almost every space except for the spaces that it looks like I might use a little highlight. You can do that if you'd like, where you add a fourth color. You can add a fourth color like white or an even lighter color. I'm going to add in an even lighter color. I'm going to add in a yellowed orange over those areas where it seems like there's a highlight on the jellyfish. And you can see that I left some areas of the jellyfish a little bit paper white, or I added a little bit of the orange lightly in those areas. So here's my lightest color, my fourth color, and I'm going to use this and I'm going to apply heavy pressure in all those areas where it seemed like it needed maybe a little highlight. It's very important that you work in small tight circles and that you make sure your entire jellyfish is fully opaque. That means you don't see any white paper showing through. We're not going to color in the entire jellyfish, we're just using a small sample of it to get a little bit of color practice in, but if you were to color this whole thing in, you would apply the same concept to that middle area of the jellyfish tentacles. I'd probably use oranges and yellows to create the different values, but I do want you to try one of the thin red tentacles that you see on the jellyfish. Remember to first erase your pencil lines, erase as you go. And then in this case, because it is a small section, I'm not expecting you to color the whole thing in with 3 or 4 different values. 2 would be enough. And if you look closely at the reference photo, you can see that it's not solid red. It is red and then it gets a little bit lighter. So I'm going to use my Tuscan red, fill in most of the areas, leaving some areas white or a light fade of Tuscan red, and then I'm going to use my medium color, my crimson red, to cover over the rest of it. So for the thin red tentacles, I'm only using 2 colors, and that would be okay for a part like this. And that's it. We have now practiced shading in the crab with graphite and the jellyfish with colored pencil.